Hi, it's Kirsty and Rachel today, two busy home ed mums, here to show you how to use one home ed resource as a launchpad for lots of other learning. I'm sure lots of you have attended one of our Twinkle live lessons before. They're aimed at home ed families. If you haven't seen them, that's your next stop after this video. So both mine and Rachel's kids, who are both different ages, joined in with the Pathfinders live lessons, and we're going to show you what we did with them after the session. So let's head to Bradford and meet Rachel's family.
I'm a terrible cook, but I can whip out a snack activity, so we decided to make nests from carrot sticks and peanut butter and honey dip. That went really well to settle them down before we watched me on the screen, which was a bit weird. I'd seen a few people strew out books during live lessons and online stuff, and I thought that was a great idea because then they get a different approach and they can check out different things. Grab my cup of tea. I did end up joining in though with my kids because I wanted to set a bit of an example, but also I quite enjoyed keeping myself busy during it as well, and I would like to do more of that with my kids. My kids really loved doing lots of physical actions and activities, and I don't do that enough with them, I don't think. I usually do it in group settings, so that was really nice to just join in and, well, I didn't join in, I sat with my cup of tea, watch them join in.
Down in Southampton, and we're joining in with the Pathfinders lesson. She always likes to fill in the Pathfinders worksheet while she's watching the live lesson, and there's loads of spaces on there for doodles and notes. Then headed out into the garden. We did get a bit sidetracked by our makeshift pond, which we decided needed upgrading. And look what we found. The first frog of the year, a tiny one. So that was all very exciting. A quick sketch of the frog had to go into the Pathfinder's passport book, which is another worksheet activity to accompany this live lesson, and she's loving filling this in each week. Back up to Bradford.
We decided to start with our nature walk because my kids have been poorly, we've been in a lot, and we thought this would be a short activity we could do quite quickly and easily. So off we went with our I Spy cards and spotted some nests and birds, mainly pigeons, honestly. My younger kids had a lot of fun doing this. With my 8-year-old, I think I need a more challenging scavenger hunt for next time, so I'll bear that in mind. Then we decided to build a nest. I say we, it was mainly me that did it, but I had a lot of fun.
Meanwhile in Southampton, we started by looking at the Garden Birds PowerPoint and then headed out on a walk to try and spot some. We were hoping there might be some ducks down at the river, but lack of ducks meant a bit of dam building, and even the dog decided to help. After a fairly soggy and not successful bird watching expedition, we headed home and did some sketching of birds using the PowerPoint illustrations as some inspiration. Let's see what Rachel's up to.
I planned this beautiful setup for making nests the day after we did the live lesson because I knew I was going to be filming it, but this is more realistic. What happened is my daughter jumped up and wanted to go straight to her desk. As you can see, she's a minimalist, and build a nest, and so we went for it. I've learned to plan maybe roughly what we're doing, but I don't decide when we're doing it. We went outside, yep, they're still in their pajamas because it's been a long week, and collected some items for their nests. It was just my youngest two that joined in this. My older one decided another day he would make a nest out of Lego or with a different method. My youngest napped during the live lesson but wanted to join in this, which was perfect activity for him. So we made our little nests and had a bit of fun playing with the puppets that we'd made, and that was it. Really a simple craft.
Back down south, and it's bird watching attempt part 2. We refilled the bird feeder and she was determined to try and spot some birds in the garden. And finally, success, so that was marked off in her spotter's guide, and we spent a bit of time looking at this nature map that we've got and working out whereabouts in the UK you're more likely to see different birds. And even though she's a little older, I still think messy play is a good thing. So she made a pasta bird's nest, which she was very pleased with. And that led on to looking at all sorts of different birds and how their nests are all very different. And then we finished up with this nice falcon poem activity.
We had lots of ideas of things that we wanted to do. Well, I had lots of ideas of things that we wanted to do, but we were sick of game for a couple of days, so Sunday we just wrapped up our topic really gently with some colouring in and watching a video that one of you had recommended in our Facebook group, which my kids were entranced by, so was I. I find colouring really helpful for my kids. It calms them down, it helps them focus if we're watching something, and it means that they're not worrying about how to draw things. They can look more carefully about the colours that they want to use. It is a really great way of just calming all of them down, even though they're different ages. And then we played top trumps. Well, the littlest one went off for a nap and the older two played top trumps. I always forget how good it is at helping with reading numbers, at learning facts, at comparing and contrasting. It is really good, and actually they carried on playing for ages afterwards. I got a cup of tea, I did some of this editing for the video, and we've kept it aside for them to play another time. I'm definitely going to do more of those for our other nature weeks.
So I really hope we've shown you how one short live lesson can lead to loads more learning. Take a look at the description to this video where you'll find everything you need.